Hey, welcome back to another episode of Let's Help You Sell More Low Ticket Offers. And I'm super excited because in this video, I am going to pull back the curtain on what my very first month looked like as I started running ads to a low ticket offer. Now, if you have digital products that are selling right now, but you've not run ads to them, then you might have felt that tension where it's like, and on one hand, it's awesome. It's such a blessing because you have digital products, you're making some money where people can just pay you, and there's no work that you have to do on the back end of that sale because you've already created all the content, whether it's a tool, whether it's training videos, whether it's audio, whatever, workbooks. You already have all of those assets created and the deliverables are all ready to go. So you don't have any work to do on the back end. But what you may still be doing right now is you may still be trading your time for money to make the sale. So maybe you haven't figured out how to profitably run ads to your low ticket offers. And so if that's you, if you have a desire to run profitable ads to low ticket offers, but up till now you aren't for whatever reason, maybe you've tried and you stopped doing it because you thought it wasn't working, or maybe you're just too afraid to actually get started with that. Hopefully in this video, my story is going to help you to feel a little bit better because the truth is, I thought this low ticket ad funnel when I first started running it wasn't working. It's not this amazing story of how like it just started working right away and I felt butterflies and there were rainbows and sprinkles. Like it was messy and it was ugly. I was constantly terrified of seeing money leave my account. So hopefully hearing this my story will motivate you, inspire you to push through the very beginning of running ads to a low ticket funnel before it feels like it's actually working. And so in the very first month that I ever ran my ads to a low ticket funnel, I budgeted $12,000 for the month. I just said, you know what, that's what I'm willing to spend on this experiment, more or less. And I only had one offer, one $49 low ticket product. Now, looking back on this, huge mistake. I do not recommend that you do this. If you're going to run ads to a low ticket offer, it's best that you have an order bump or two order bumps. It's best that you have an upsell or two upsells because that's how you're going to really start making money inside of your low ticket ad funnel. But if I'm being completely honest, I didn't have that set up. I just had one $49 offer. So this is what the first month looked like. Okay, so in the very first month that I ran ads, I spent $12,000 and I had 202 people purchase my $49 offer, which means that for every person that purchased, I paid Meta $61.45. So I ended the month with $9,898 in low ticket sales. And you can see I actually didn't break even with my low ticket offer based on how much money I spent in ads. I actually didn't break even. Now I did have a high ticket offer on the back end. It was a $2,500 course. And I also have some one-on-one coaching opportunities as well. So I had some high ticket offers that hopefully would have allowed me to make my money back. And sure enough, that is what ended up happening. So I ended up turning $1 in ads into $1.52 in ads, but the low ticket offer itself didn't actually break even. I spent $61 for every person that bought a $49 product. That's like a recipe to go out of business real fast. This is the mistake I ended up making. I looked at that and I had this gut feeling of I can't keep doing this. I can't keep spending more than I'm making with my low ticket offer. Something's not working. I'm going to go back to the drawing board. So I ended up cutting my budget from $12,000 down to $4,000 because I was still willing to try to make it work. I was still willing to test things out, but it felt so bad. It felt so stressful because I also wasn't really making all of my money back on a daily basis. In that first month, what ended up happening was I would have this spike, like a really good day where someone purchased my high ticket offer, and then I'd go back to losing money every single day for like a week at a time. And then I'd make one high ticket offer and things would, be really good, but then I'd go back to losing money consistently every single day. And it just felt like I was being depleted. It felt like I was being drained and it wasn't working. Like I truly thought it just wasn't working. What ended up happening was I was measuring the wrong thing. To me, I was looking at that daily loss and it was really impacting me. I was like, I can't keep doing this. But if I was just patient enough to be like, okay, I need to see how this is working across my entire business. Like, what's the overall return on ad spend? It was positive. I was profitable. I spent $1 and I made $1.52 back. Now let's go to month 2, because in this month I ended up spending less in ads, right? $4,000. But what's crazy is that I made double what I made in high ticket sales. So my high ticket sales doubled from what I made in October to what I made in November, and I spent a third of what I had made. Now, come to find out, there was just a 3 to 4 week lag. I had sent people through my automated email sequence. So my automated email sequence looks like this. I had someone purchase my low ticket offer. For the first 4 days on my email list, they are dripped 4 videos in a 4-part video series for free to build trust, to add some value to them. And then on day 4, I'm introducing my high ticket offer, but then the entire funnel went for like 3 or 4 weeks. And it wasn't until there was a urgency factor, a deadline at the end of my evergreen email sequence that a couple of people ended up buying a little bit more. So what's crazy is that even though I spent less in ads that next month, I ended up doubling my high ticket sales just because over time, those people that purchased my low ticket offer the first month ended up ascending into my high ticket offers. So now here's the mindset shift that I'm hoping that you're going to be able to internalize as you hear this experience of mine. Low ticket ads, they're not meant to make money. They're not the big money maker. In my business model, low ticket ad funnels are the automated lead generation system. It's what's going to continually fill your evergreen email sequences or your pipeline in general, whatever you use to nurture those leads and then ascend them into some sort of high ticket offer. The low ticket ad funnel is just meant to help you offset the cost of ads and to fuel your evergreen email sequence. Like, that's really truly it. It's not to make money. My goal is to break even. So here's a couple rules that I have now. So the very first rule that I have is just give it some time. Like, if I had waited 6 weeks, if I didn't turn my ad budget down so much, then I would have been able to make even more because I would have had even more leads that are coming through my evergreen email sequences. So give it a couple weeks. Don't judge how well it performs, because what's most important is how much you make total. What's the total return on ad spend? And you're not going to know that right away. You're not going to know that on a daily basis. You're going to have to give it a couple weeks, because the truth is these things compound. So every single month, as you continue to run your low ticket ads, not only are you going to be compounding the amount of people that are in your evergreen email sequence and that could potentially purchase your high ticket offers, you're also giving your ad campaigns the opportunity to optimize, because the more you run these low ticket ads, the better Meta is going to understand exactly who they should be sending these ads to. As you continue to run your ads, like, they're going to get better and better. It's really about how long can you last? Can you withstand that initial tension, that initial discomfort that you might be feeling when you first launch your ad campaigns? And can you continue to spend, even though in the very beginning it feels a little bit uncomfortable? Can you keep going? So that's my encouragement to you. I almost quit. I almost did not keep going. I almost completely ditched my low ticket ad funnel. In fact, in the second month before those high ticket sales came in, I was already thinking like, I can't keep going. And I'm pretty sure the reason why I spent a third of my budget is because I completely turned my ad campaigns off for the last half of the month. So that's just a lesson. Don't do that. Learn from my mistake. And you don't have to invest a ton. I chose a budget of $12,000. You don't have to do that to be successful in the very beginning, but just choose a dollar amount that you know you can keep doing, and think of it as an investment in the future of your business's ability to make money. Because if you can figure out how to run profitable ads, everything is going to get so much easier and so much more fun. So if you want my eyes and access to me as you grow your online course business, as you try to scale low ticket ad campaigns, you are invited to join my coaching community. I'm going to drop a link to it down below in the description below. Being in a community of people that are working towards the same exact goal, all of the people in this community are trying to scale their digital products. Most of them have already started trying to use ads. Some of them are maybe not quite there, but in general, that's what is happening behind closed doors inside of my coaching community. We are growing digital businesses with ads, with evergreen email sequences, with sales pages, and with a high ticket offer of some kind on the back end. So That's what I can help you build. And I would love to be able to help you overcome all of the obstacles, help you stop second guessing, and just feel complete clarity, complete peace as you build your online business. So again, the link is going to be in the description below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this gave you some inspiration to just get out there, persevere, and continue to spend inside of your ad campaigns until you figure out how to make it work. And then everything else is going to feel so incredible, and you're going to have a life of freedom.